Hi everyone, it is Monday again, February 8th this time, and it's drizzling a little bit. It's been raining a lot lately, but now it hasn't. It's not pouring down, so I decided to go outside. Mm, so things are slowly moving in the right direction. We're just getting over the peak of the third wave in Galicia and in Spain in general, I think. Um, so there's talk in the paper that maybe sometime uh, this week we'll get some slight lifting of some of the restrictions that we've been having. Uh, Otherwise, I think I was traveling. Actually, we had some illness in the family, so we were allowed to travel this weekend, and it was amazing to see how few people were actually out. We were driving yesterday, Sunday, and we were driving up in Lugo, and we were driving for about 40 minutes without seeing a single car. It took us 40 minutes driving before we saw the first car, and that means people are really taking this serious and staying home, which is great. Um, so I think if we all do that, I think we're going to go get past this. Otherwise, pilgrim-wise, I was on the Pilgrims office website, and they had 0 pilgrims yesterday. And I was just down there, and there was like no one. There's the guy in the door, just like I don't know, peeking his head out looking for pilgrims, and there were none. It's, as you know, down this way. So anyway, that's what it is. I was on the square as well, and I could see that they had. I took a picture. I'll put it up on the video. They had made a little bit of a. They're digging some holes in the Obradoiro square. I'm not sure exactly why they're doing that, but might be to have to do with irrigation or something like that. Because I know underneath the square they have channels for rainwater to get away. So that was kind of interesting. I hadn't seen that before. They've been actually digging on the square. Otherwise, there was another article in the paper today, not today, the other day, about the grass getting too high on the Obradoiro Square because no pilgrims are there to step it down. That was quite funny. I couldn't really see any long-standing grass on the square, but anyway, I guess the people that write about the Camino on the various papers need to write something, so that's what they came up with. What else? Oh, another thing that came up during this last week is that the Ayuntamiento, the city of Santiago, is installing new, for the people that live inside Old Town, we have to have a card. So if we want to go in with our cars to drop off groceries and things, we have access to drive into Old Town just to go to where we live, so we can drop things off. So there's like an entry and exit system that only people that are either working or living in Old Town can get access to drive into town. And they're installing a new system, which is not ready yet, but it's being installed, and they're going to have a trial for 6 months once it's installed, and But it's the interesting part of it that I read in the paper. They're going to try. There's a camera on there, and they're going to count people walking in and out of town, as well as also, of course, looking at the cars going in and out. But they're counting people too, and they were saying that with artificial intelligence, they would be able to distinguish pilgrims and not who are pilgrims. So they can, in theory, count pilgrims coming into town. I was wondering how they do that if you have an albergue outside of town, you go back and forth a few times every day. I'm sure you're going to get counted more than once. But anyway, interesting to see that maybe we can get another way of counting how many pilgrims come into town, and not only relying on the Compostela numbers that, as we all know, are a bit unreliable because not everyone gets the Compostela. So that was interesting. Otherwise, as you might imagine, with 0 pilgrims, there's not much pilgrim stuff going on. Most of the money, because this is of course a whole year, and 2022 is as well. And there's a big budget that the Junta and the Xacobeo has for celebrating Holy Years. Usually, Holy Years, it means a lot of concerts, a lot of events, things like that. And from the looks of it, it looks like they're focusing the main the spending of this money in 2022. They're thinking it's not going to be a lot of celebrations this year, although hopefully by the end of the year we'll be able to start walking in. It seems like the main celebration of the whole year will be next year, 2022. What else? Vaccine-wise, I think it's been a little bit of a halt now because we run out of vaccines. We're waiting for more in Spain and in Galicia as well. I think we're about 2%, 2.1% in Galicia, about the same in the national level of people that have gotten either 1 or 2 doses. So that's very low. The president of Galicia was saying the other day that if he had an unlimited access to vaccines, he could have everyone in Galicia vaccinated in 10 weeks. So it seems like they have capacity if they can just get vaccines. So hopefully by the time in spring and summer when these vaccine companies can get the production ramped up and we can get some more of it in about 10 weeks, which is like what, 2.5 months, at least Galicia can get things ready. And that's good news, because I know people are at home wanting to reserve tickets, and when do you reserve for? It's difficult, because even if you at home have gotten the vaccine, I'm not sure if Spain or Galicia are going to let people in before people here are at least at 70% vaccinated. So that's what that looks like. Otherwise, nothing more really. Hope things are good where you are. Stay safe.